Hello, I am Lauren Blair Donovan.
And I'm Lacy Hornick.
Yay! You might remember her from the Westwood Cemetery. We're in another less famous Santa Monica.
Correct.
Well, I guess that was more Los Angeles, but it's near Santa Monica Westwood. It's all the same to me. I don't live on the west side, so it's all the same to me.
West side is, no, it's all the same.
And this is Lady GRIMALDI. I don't know if you heard her. She's very chatty today.
She wants to get her 5 minutes in there.
Yeah, she wants to walk around and
Okay, this is a little new.
She's been, talking to us the whole time we've been setting up. But we are in Woodlawn, and it is, I'm going to do a quick pan around because it is actually really cool for a California cemetery. And I actually like cemeteries here, but it's spooky
weather right now.
There's like,
it's been foggy for the past, I don't know, 3 days here.
Especially on the west. I was on the west side yesterday, and it was like, I crossed the 405 and it turned foggy.
So, I can't really, I crossed the veil.
Crossed the veil and it turned, oh cool, there's sprinklers going off over there.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Well, good. I'm glad we're gonna get wet in this, like, it feels like 50 degrees, but it's like 70.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a big cemetery, which might be lucky, but we don't think it's well labeled, so this will be an experimental day, as always.
Bear with us.
It's never a utopia at a graveyard. All right.
Who knew?
Things you never thought you'd say. Her dad and then his parents, her grandparents next to. So it's a nice little family plot, and you were commenting on how just simple and nice it was.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know why, but that feels like really effective.
Yeah, it's dignified. Yes. I think that's the word I would probably use.
Classy almost. Like, does that sound weird?
No, there are some really classy graves. I passed a really cool one I'll show you on the way back where it's just like cool font and the woman's name was like Minnie.
Oh, that's fun.
And it was just like, oh, I love this. Okay, so since the last time you filmed,
GRIMALDI just like my elbow.
Oh, GRIMALDI just wants to be a part of the team
today. It's fine.
It was just very funny and cute. Do you want to be in this? There we go.
GRIMALDI.
Since the last time you filmed,
yes,
I had a little security mishap at Holy Cross Cemetery.
What happened?
So, okay, at Holy Cross Cemetery, my friend Clark and I, you may have met him at my birthday, I'm not sure. We got stopped by security for filming a grave the second we started, and they weren't famous.
Oh yeah, I think, and then, but then
they were like, oh, you want to fame? Yeah, they were like, cool, famous people, we're down, you have permission, it's fine, they're asking for it. So like, I like to ask this on more videos than not now. Yeah. What's your take on, like, if you never become public? Yeah. Which you will. But if that never happens, it's like, would you care if you ended up in a YouTube video, like if your grave did? Because it's such a, I think all of us wouldn't, to be fair, but
I would care if it was like, look how shitty this grave is.
Sure. Sure.
But if it was just like, oh, that's an interesting grave, like, oh, I wonder, you know, we always want to be remembered and dead.
I think that's the whole point of having a tombstone of some kind. Like, and I know, like, you know, I was joking, we all would want that, but I mean, everyone on this series would, because we're all, like, okay with living publicly to some extent, or doing some things publicly, so I don't think it's like, but like, yeah, I think that's the consensus, as long as it's respectful. We were never gonna make fun of.
No. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's also, I don't know, it becomes history too when you look at different, even like headstone trends. I haven't said that before, but there's some that are so clearly from a certain decade.
Absolutely.
And you see the same mountain or sunset font everywhere, or print everywhere.
We were talking about this, and when I really want to have a green funeral as much as possible. Like, I really want to be,
cemetery has a green section.
A tree.
This cemetery has a green section.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda's first husband's here, and he was one of the first internments that were...
Yeah, because he was an activist.
Yeah.
So, it makes
sense.
Shocked
Jane Fonda was an activist.
No, but the funny thing is they were talking about this on Full Frontal with Samantha Bee in terms of expenses for funerals, and I was like, I don't need a casket. I was talking to my husband about this. I was like, anybody in your family want to touch the body before it gets interned into the ground? And he was like, no, we're from New England, we don't do that. And I was like, right. And I was like, my mom wanted to hug, kiss, and I was like, do people like?
I think it's different for different.
It's very different, because I was like, oh, you're New England Catholic, we're Irish Catholics, but I still don't want to touch dead bodies.
No, me either. I'm actually,
for the record,
I'm actually weirdly comfortable around dead bodies. Like, 'cause I've been around them. Like, I remember after my last grandparent died, like 2 months after my dad died, my brother and I were left alone in the room with the casket with our grandfather for some reason, and we were just like, we were kind of desensitized. Our dad had just died, but you know, and the circle of life was a little messed up at that point, and we had bigger fish to fry. But I mean, like, being around them doesn't really bother me.
No,
I don't need to touch.
That's what I'm saying.
Though right? That's not me. I mean, if other people do, that's fine.
Yeah, no judgment.
That's not for me.
I just don't get the appeal personally.
No.
Right? Like,
no.
I was like,
I don't like
hey, my mom wants to do that and she needs to do that as part of her grieving process. Okay, but I was just like, do other people?
But hopefully you'll outlive your mom, because that's the circle of life. So she won't have to, you know, touch you.
I know, but I'm also like, you know, now I'm like, does she have expectations of me to want to touch her when she...
Well, she'll be dead.
I know, she will. But maybe she'll be looking down at me being like, oh, come on. The least you could do.
How dare you.
Is just give your mother a kiss
touch my face
before I get buried. It's like, oh, God, come on. I don't know.
Oh, man. Gotta love cemetery talks. Love everything it brings out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you were just saying that you learned more about Sally Ride recently.
Well, so they did a whole thing about women in, I guess, the sciences, or something like that. So my son started getting he's really into air disasters, which is a whole other thing. But then it kind of
like kids with morbid curiosity. That was me, so I like this.
I know. I was like, I'm not judging him, but I'm like, I understand if other people do. But we also watched the Challenger special that was on Netflix, which is highly recommended but very heavy. But we watched it with our kids, and so there was just like a whole bunch of interesting information about astronauts and Sally Ride specifically, like not related to the Challenger because she wasn't involved in that. But yeah, I didn't realize that she was a closeted lesbian.
Did that come out after her death?
It came out after her death.
Yeah.
But she's like heralded as one of like the people in STEM that's LGBTQI plus, you know, like it's really, I just, you know, that wasn't that long ago. It's just fascinating and sad.
Died was it the year? Did Obama decide that you could get married in 2012 or 2014, like all the states? It was one of those years. It was an even year. I just don't remember which one.
Right.
So
I think it was the same year that she died.
Okay.
I do, because she died in
2012. Yeah.
I think it was, but we'll have to double check that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was that information came out not in a way to like out her against her will, but to just kind of celebrate who this person really was.
Absolutely wasn't, in a world that was more ready to hear it in a positive way.
Yeah.
It sucks she couldn't have lived longer because she wasn't that old.
No.
She was like 70,
well, she had
something like that.
Pancreatic cancer.
Oof, that's not a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, because who knows, maybe she lived to be in her 80s. I mean, the world is so much more accepting now. So she could have...
I think she was in a relationship and they just always referred to each other as friends. And that's gotta suck.
Yeah, to not be seen.
Right. To not be like seen as your whole, like who you are, absolutely.
And to feel like you have to hide it. I think it's like, it's one of those things where you can get used to that kind of stuff to some extent, but like it's such a dull headache always. I think anything in life, not just LGBTQ, you know, but just all the things. It's just kind of like, if you're not seen for who you really are.
Exactly. Or
it's a headache.
And it's not, it's not just like, I don't know, it's the acceptance part, right? It's the, not only are you having to hide it, but then you're having to hide it because people in society view it as shameful to some degree, and that's super
and just knowing awful. You don't know who's going to receive you for who you are and see you for who you are versus who's going to have thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, she's definitely Yeah, I mean, she's, I think, a pretty untainted American hero. Like, you don't really hear about the Sally Ride scandal. Like, that's not going to be, hopefully not a thing, but yeah. Well, may she rest.
Absolutely.
It's cool she was here. We were surprised. We didn't realize she was a California girl.
Yeah.
Born in Encino, so, when you're in the midst of like Marilyn Monroe and
and
you know, Dee Dee Ramone and you're like, oh, Sally Ride.
Famous astronauts here? That's cool.
Yeah, so cool. We're gonna go try to find a few others. This was weirdly lucky. This was weirdly easy. We'll see how this goes.
Very clearly labeled if you're ever in the area.
Yeah, it was like numbered sections with like green highlighter around it, so better than it could have been.
Thank you, Woodlawn.
Thank you, Woodlawn. We thought this was be a marker of like what row this was, and it's a thing that's saying that there was a plot that was purchased, but it's not being used. So if this is, and it was from like when 1959.
Yeah, 1959.
So I don't think she's coming back because they said that you can get a refund, but something tells me she's not coming back.
From you within 30 days or the date of this letter, we will proceed with seeking a court order until California Health and Safety Code, funny symbol 8136, declare the plot as having been abandoned.
But September 14th, 2020, that was like 14 months ago.
Yeah. This is fascinating. And there's
quite a few of them.
Yeah, there's, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a lot over there.
That's so interesting.
Which, I mean, it makes sense. People buy plots and plans change, but like, I mean, okay, so you would get a refund. Would you get a refund for what you paid in 1959?
Yeah,
or would you get a refund for what it's worth now?
Your full purchase price.
So I guess from the 1959, but you would think it's land, it's real estate. It should be.
Oh, that's a good point. Absolutely.
Appreciated.
How interesting.
Interesting. Oh my God, it's like so hazy even though it's sunny.
Read the rest of them.
I know.
Are these all the same form letter?
Maybe she bought like a bunch of plots randomly dispersed.
It's the same person.
Yeah, she just wanted to like take up every nook and cranny.
I don't know. I might want to go over there. The light's really good over here. We're gonna have a bunch of discussions.
I have options.
I need to vote.
We have been searching for. Oh, never mind. Yay! Just gonna say, we were looking for Audra Lindley and we couldn't find her, and now we have. Yay! That's right, because she doesn't have a grave, but her father, Bert, does, and that's who we've been looking for.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness gracious. I can't believe you... That is way different than the photos, but yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out...
Where is she at, though? Wait, I'm confused, because I thought it'd be like an empty grave, but there's people next to her.
Literally shares
the
grave.
Gotcha. It's also possible people get cremated and they're put in above as well.
Oh yeah.
Caskets as well.
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
But okay. I don't know why she doesn't have a, she died kind of a while ago. Oh, 97, yeah.
Yeah. Her name does not appear on the record.
1997.
Such an interesting choice.
I know.
When she was Helen Roper in Three's Company.
Three's Company too. I saw John Ritter's grave like a month or two ago.
Oh, where is that?
Forest Lawn, Hollywood Hills. Jen's a genius. Jen found John Ritter. Do you have a Beatles quote?
He does.
And in the end, oh, I love you, Texas, will love you, Meg. That's cute.
That's sad.
Yeah. It was also just kind of like this flat, unremarkable, not in a bad way,
unassuming.
But just, yeah, unassuming, that's a better term. So.
I wonder why that is. You know, we were talking about, would you be worried if people tried to find you? I'm like, no.
Right.
But I would want to make it easier for people to find me.
Oh, I want like a treasure hunt. Like I will like...
You want a scavenger?
Yeah, I spend enough time in life in cemeteries.
So I might as well for your friends.
Yeah, I might as well like no, I'll make it easy. I'll make it fun though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. That's
where it'll be like, you know, if you've gone past X, Y, and Z celebrity, you've gone too far. But if it's like this, or I don't know, or maybe I should have like maybe I should have like not an M&M bowl, that'd be gross, but like a Hershey Kisses bowl, where if you visit me, you can grab some chocolate.
You can grab a kiss.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can be your friend in death too.
I just think it's so interesting that some of these are, I don't know, I don't want like a gaudy.
You don't want the Washington
Beetlejuice
Monument.
Grave. Yeah. I just want people to be able to find me pretty easily in the event that they want to.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that like most celebrities would have crazier graves. And this is the 10th cemetery I've been to, and most are flat and unremarkable and modest.
People like Liberace, right?
Yeah, and he had a pretty good grave, but it was still nothing compared to Elizabeth Taylor.
Really?
Yeah, like he had a crypt, like not a crypt, sorry, a sarcophagus with his family. The man, the myth, the legend, Liberace, son and brother. I like that he was buried with family, just because
that's nice.
Gay people of a certain era sometimes got ostracized from their families. So yeah. I don't know what the whole situation was. I'm far from a Liberace historian.
Wow.
And it had really pretty font on it.
Okay.
And it definitely was above like a statue or a painting also at Forest Lawn Hollywood Hills. But it was like the same as Betty Davis's. So here she is. So Elizabeth Taylor had a similar thing.
Yeah.
Since I didn't get to film her grave. Where it was like a big sarcophagus, kind of like this. Possibly, no, it was probably the same size. I wonder if sarcophagus is like how many sizes they come in. Like small, extra large, whatever. And there was definitely a statue, except by statue I mean almost as big as, like wide as the sarcophagus. And then all the way up to like maybe past where that roof is. Good news, bad news situation. We just left the Grand Mausoleum, which is where Elizabeth Taylor are. We did not film any of it. Like, yeah, there was a person at like a booth when we walked in, and she kind of was like, just no filming and this, that, and the other. Only Elizabeth Taylor's grave was in the open. All of the rest were kind of locked away.
Pretty extra. It's amazing. It feels very like Elizabeth Taylor.
It was what I thought Elizabeth Taylor's grave would be, and then multiplied by 10.
Like a grand
it was like
angel.
Like a story and a half angel, I want to say. Like, it was big.
It was very, very
a loft-size angel.
Yeah, and it's like...
And like, that's what I would expect from most stars. But like, yeah, Liberace, I'm surprised it wasn't different colors. I'm surprised it wasn't glitter. I don't mean that condescendingly. I would be here for it.
Right.
I would love it. I want a glitter grave.
Celebrate that.
That sounds great. But yeah, it's just
I don't feel like rhinestones hold up over time.
Probably not. Maybe bedazzled graves are a bad idea. But yeah, it's just yeah. I don't know. I'm surprised at how many are like this. And then we have this like 70s sitcom star who did other things too.
Right.
And she doesn't even have
a marker.
Like, who's her family? I think she had a husband that died. I'm not remembering. I remember I read up on this when I knew we were coming here like a month ago, but like I don't remember because of me. But I guess she didn't have kids.
I didn't even try.
Ha! I win.
But yeah,
it's interesting.
It is, because it's like, what was the decision making there? Was it her decision also? You know, do people, because this might happen because maybe she didn't like write it all down.
And she also maybe didn't have living relatives that would have taken care of it, or didn't have like, I don't want to say the funds.
People don't talk about this stuff either. They're not like, you know what, when I die, I want these things to happen. Except my husband and I have talked about it because we're weird like that.
But that's good though, because a lot of times people die and they don't even know what the bill passwords are, or let alone the practicalities of like actual deathy stuff.
Exactly. So, you know, if you care about that kind of stuff,
write it down.
Write it down. Talk to your people that matter to you in life.
Life lessons. Death lessons. This is which one's not like the other. There's literally no other mausoleum houses. Oh, I guess one over there. But look at this like bright white one. What's the thing? That one blends in. This is bright white and gold.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, more power to them. I'm not mad at it. I kind of like ostentatious graves. It's a choice.
I do too.
You make a choice, I'm down for it.
It's not for me, but you know.
Sure. But yeah, this is just standing out.
It's funny that that also has elks in it.
Yeah. They're into their last name? ? We found Harvey Korman, who Lacy just pointed out. By the way, I like this lamp plugged in right by his grave.
Just for us.
We're gonna do photos by the couch, by the way. You're born, you suffer, and you die. I don't disagree, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know. I don't want to put facts on my grave.
Depressing tidbits.
It's like my birth and my death. That's helpful in my name.
Yeah. Huh.
I thought he would have something more catchy or more
Was he, I don't know too much about him. What was he known for again?
He was known for the
Carol Burnett Show. Okay.
He also did a couple of Mel Brooks films. He was Tim Conway's partner.
We saw Tim Conway.
Yeah. But that's him.
Who is he again?
So he was part of the like infamous crew on the Carol Burnett Show.
Oh.
So Tim Conway, Harvey Korman, Vicki Lawrence, and Carol Burnett. Yeah, I know. I was like, that's kind of funny that we
collect them all.
Well, the funny thing is I think I might have mentioned in the last video though, I met Tim Conway when he was still alive and he was doing a book tour at the Santa Monica Library. I did a stand-in for Vicki Taylor. Vicki. Now I'm like, because I have to actually give you the right information.
Welcome to my world.
And I also met Carol Burnett at a book signing, but I never got to meet him.
Well, there you go. Now
he died.
Now you can.
In 2008.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
I was like, even ready to come to that wedding.
Ooh. Well, now you're meeting him. Hey, Harvey, this is Lacy.
I like your work. Sorry you're gone.
Yeah. Looks like his spouse will be joining him because there's room for it, whereas like there are single plaques, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it wrong. It's Vicki Lawrence.
There we go.
I don't know. I'm tired.
Aren't we all? I have to show off the internments per se, but they have books as like cremation nooks, and I just love that so much.
And I love that there are pictures.
Yeah.
It's so much more personal.
I kind of really do like cremation nooks. And this is just funny. Open space, very Mad Men, you know? Couch.
Yes.
At the window. But it's a mausoleum. It's not Fifth Avenue or Madison Avenue. And it's Los Angeles. I know, right? This is a surprisingly really cool cemetery.
I had no idea this mausoleum existed, and I've been to this.
The only other place I've seen is Holy Cross, where they had, I couldn't do as much footage because we were kind of really paranoid, but they had like, kind of like a church, but then mausoleums everywhere.
Look at this gorgeous stained glass on top.
Wow. It's really dark in here. It makes me feel like we're not supposed to be in here. Oh well.
But check out the waterfall. This is so cool.
There's so many different characteristics to this building. Like each section's different. Why is this so dimly lit though? Oh my god, these are all white. These are all older too. I don't see any past the 1970s. Oh, 89. Wow.
You can't get in this area. It's VIP only.
It looks pretty full. I don't, oh, there's one empty one. One empty one.
Okay, there's hope for us yet there.
Friend plot. Oh, there's some over here too. This whole area, I think is, oh no, I just couldn't see. The light was playing tricks on me. This is like how people get like white tattoo ink.
Oh yeah, I never really understood that.
Yeah, it's, I kind of get it, but I don't want tattoos, so I shouldn't speak, but I have never seen graves be on like a sidewalk. I guess it's between all this stuff. It's not literally the sidewalk, but it's kind of cool actually. Unclear if you can like stand on it / walk on it, but oh yeah, and Lacy was saying the aerial version of this has like a G, which is probably what this is, and it's like a Freemasons thing. So the more you know. Ooh la la, creator of Popeye.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, there's his wife.
Oh,
that's nice. I don't know why. I call me a romantic if you must, but I just love seeing husband and wives buried together. I don't know.
No, I feel like there's something to be said about it, and so much as like when you take your vows and you say till death do us part, and then you're like, but let's be buried together, you know?
I kind of didn't mind The Office when Dwight and Angela got married in their graves. I'm like, yeah, that keeps it real. It's like, it keeps it away from the fantasy of the princess wedding. I get it. I get it.
It's a very actualized metaphor.
Yes, very much.
But look at that. She lived like 40 more years.
Yeah.
And she was older than him. No.
1 year younger. But they were the same age. They were basically the same age.
I can do that.
I can't, so. Man. I don't think he even understood what Popeye became, because I think it was more of a comic and then a cartoon by the time he died.
Yeah. Probably. 1938. I feel like
Popeye.
when you create something like that too, you don't know how big it's going to get, and you and because of that you don't know what kind of artistic like licenses and insurances you have to have if you were to pass on.
No, I actually think about that kind of a lot now, because I feel like...
Do you really?
Yeah, because so many... maybe not even just about like your work, but about like how your legacy could or could not be remembered. I mean, Emily Dickinson was not known in her lifetime.
Right.
And she's one of the most famous poets, even if you don't know any of her poems.
Van
Gogh.
Gogh.
Of her. Van Gogh. I think the guy who did Moby Dick, same thing. He was pretty undiscovered in his lifetime.
I want to say Melville.
Yes, Herman Melville, right?
Okay, good. I hope so.
Yay, we did it. We're gonna say we did. And then like you also have all these people with like the way we're re-examining old Hollywood, where like they died thinking they were untarnished, and they did bad things, and now we know about it. And I'm not saying that they deserve to not be untarnished, but like you're not in control of your legacy, and there's also so much, or how people will remember you, or what will come out about you after death. I guess that's a better way of putting it, because you are in control of your actions.
You
like,
gotta live a good life.
Live a good life. But then even just the way some media has aged, people critique the way beloved sitcoms and movies are, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but again, like, yeah, you don't know how big Popeye is going to be. We still talk about Popeye, like almost 100 years later. But like,
that's crazy.
You could have died knowing you had a huge hit, and 20 years after you died, 10 years after you died, it could have been a different world.
Yeah, we watched a comedy special from the 90s last night. I don't know why. I fell asleep through most of it, except for Maria Bamford's bits, because they hold up.
She was in the 90s?
Yeah, she was doing circuits, and yeah, she's... Anyway.
I guess that makes sense, but I didn't know of her until like 7 years ago maybe, so I'm behind the times, but...
Well, I feel like she really like exploded on the scene.
Yeah,
and so like these were, you know, this was like, I don't know, one of the first specials or whatever that was recorded, and a lot of the male comics...
But I can't believe
material didn't age very well. A lot of talking about having sex with women and not treating them like people.
I was gonna keep going, what? But my face just fell. I couldn't hide it. I was just like that. Oh God. You know what's so crazy is today, there's maybe not that verbatim on stage, although I'm sure some stages there are, but the thing that I always see, it's always a cis straight white male comic. Yes. I haven't been to a show in like almost 2 years. I have not returned to the live comedy scene willingly. But like, too busy in graveyards. But,
so busy.
Yeah. But I will say, it was always a cis straight white male that would get on stage and they would be like, women. I just I don't understand them. That was the joke. There was no if you don't understand another gender, I'm sure there's a point of view that can be funny about that.
Right.
It's a little dated. It's been there, done that, but surprise me with a new angle. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But women, I just don't understand them. That's the joke. It's not a joke. Crazy. It's talking about how clueless you are. You're a joke.
Blair. Too real, Blair.
I said what I said. No takebacks. But,
no.
Yeah, but it's like...
You're right.
And it sucks the energy out of every room, because most people, even other white dudes in the crowd, don't usually find that funny anymore. At least not in LA.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shocked, but not shocked at the amount of like men who were hooting and hollering in the audience. It was like, yeah, okay, we get it. You think this is hilarious.
You're a boy. You have a penis. This is funny to you.
I don't know.
I feel like the 90s was very like battle of the genders.
I feel like there's so much more interesting commentary to be said about sex as opposed to like banging someone or
I don't even respect her.
yeah, like that's not funny. Sex is inherently funny. Can we be real for a minute?
Naked bodies are not sexy. They're hilarious. I will die on that hill.
But so let's talk about how like awkward and hilarious that can be as opposed to like I have no respect for your bodily autonomy. That's not funny.
What a novel idea.
I don't know. That's just me.
Wow. Wow. And I hate that that's a woke stance. That should be a normal stance.
True. It should.
Man, oh man, oh man.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, y'all. Fingers freaking crossed. We walked by the green section that this is known for. The cemetery is known for about 80 times. Now I'm lying.
Just now.
Yeah, we're like, oh, right. But yeah, no concrete, no formaldehyde, only freshly grown flowers, not fresh cut. Because that's no good. Eternal meadow.
This is so cool.
And you can bury your dogs or other pets here too, which I like as well.
Yeah. Way to go, Los Angeles.
I know, right? You can call us a bunch of weirdos if you want, but sometimes weird just means different, and sometimes different's not that bad.
Correct.
Normal can be not great. That does it for today's episode. We found just about everyone except for the old man from Home Alone, which we did not have high expectations of finding.
There was no indication that he
was in any section.
Was in any section anywhere. His name is Roberts Blossom.
Plural. He was more than one.
More than one Roberts. Well, he's also a poet, which I did not know. And he played Old Man Marley in Home Alone, which iconic role. I gotta say, like literally, I think that's true because it's just so perfectly cast.
Yes,
like he comes across as kind of creepy, and then you're like,
he's a nice, gentle old soul.
He's so endearing.
Literally.
Oh my gosh, what a gentleman!
And then he saves the day from Kevin being like, what, murdered by the wet sticky bandits, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the wet bandits were out for blood.
Yeah, like. They were really fixated on an 8-year-old. That's another story for another time. But yeah, holds up. But that little plot point, I'm like, okay.
Maybe that's not great for kids film. I don't know.
It's the 90s. It's fine.
A lot of things were different. Yeah. And then there was somebody else. I don't know. Pepper. I know it was Pepper. What's her last name? Should I look it up?
Who was this Pepper?
She was the woman that Gina Davis's role in
League of Their Own was That's right, I forgot about that.
Professional
I'll look it up. I'll put it
player.
In the font that I'm always correcting myself.
She's here, but I have no idea where. And I think it's very cool.
That is cool. I do like that movie. They're coming out with a series.
What?
Of The League of Their Own. Darcy Carden's going to be in it.
Okay. I'm game. Do you guys get it? Because it's baseball.
Well, this is Lacy Hornick. And we got Grimaldi, who's finally settled down. She's kind of ready to go, though, I think. Marv Blair Donovan. This is Creepy and Kooky. And stay alive until next time.